God's tested me. Oh my God, He tested me like crazy. Even in college and high school. Oh, every thought I make is a test. Every direction I go in is a test. Everything. How I think is a test. Everything is a test for me. How I spend my money, how I give my money away, and everything is a test. And I pass it all. And, he's testing me. He wanted me to kill my mother. Many a time he tested me with that one, especially after she'd done something. And I tell him no. I say, look, I'm not a murderer, and you're not going to make me one. And the problem, too, there is, look, you got the devil involved, too. So the devil would love me to kill my mother, so I go to jail forever, and guess what? His problems are gone. His problems are over. I'm in jail forever, and his problems are over. But at least he thinks. But so you gotta have a little discernment. You can't always listen to the voice, because it's not always the right voice or who you think it is. Like I said, with starving the bad wolf, you don't know if you're starving the bad wolf. You don't. It might be the good wolf you're starving, and not the bad wolf. So, and that's why courts and judging, you don't know if you're judging the innocent people or the guilty people. 5 people from Central Park went to jail for 20 years, and they weren't even in the park. And Trump wanted them killed. So, things like that is just, and I can't tell you how many people on death row don't belong there, and how many people died on death row that didn't do a damn thing wrong. They had the wrong color skin, and they were in the wrong place at the wrong time, and they looked like somebody. Or they had the same red shirt on as the other guy. So, come on. What more do you need? It's all bullshit. You can't judge anybody. God judges them. It's like the cops work for the families. It's like if somebody shoots somebody in my family, now the cops work for me. And they don't. The families have to mourn their loss of their daughter or their father or whatever. And I get that. I don't wish that on anyone. But then they're not allowed to go wish it on some other family. Regardless. Like I said, there's no revenge. If I kill your brother, I'm going to suffer. I promise you. I'm here. Don't you believe in God now? Don't you believe that God is going to punish someone like that would do something like that? You can be sure they're not going to escape. They're not going to get away with it. And they'll suffer here too before they even go and die. And they'll suffer here too, And God will do it. You don't have to put them in a jail cell to make them suffer. God will do it. They're not going to kill somebody and then become CEO of Amazon. They're not going to have a good life. And they have to live with the fact that they killed someone. If they're a psychopath or a narcissist, I don't know that really matters. But, other than that, bearing that, But it's just, this is where the whole society got sick. It's sick on me. From the old cowboy days when they're they had the hanging ropes, they had 20 of them in a row, and they would hang 20 people in one day, and people would come with a picnic basket and make a day of it, and watch the hangings. And that's the devil. That's total devil. Come on. And a lot of the people that swung didn't do a friggin' thing wrong. Come on. Back then they didn't have glasses, so half the people were blind. It's like, yeah, you got blonde hair. You got blonde hair too, so you did it. It's like, give me a break. And you want to continue this. You want to bury me so you can keep going with what you're doing. And I tell you, that's not happening. It's just not happening. It's just no way it can happen. It's not even up to me. It's the one who put me here. I didn't put me here. I earned my spot, but he put me here, and he knew I could earn my spot. He knew I had what it took, and you know now that I do. So, you know, oh, I gotta go.